Cream if you love volatility. Bitcoin is on the move yet again, with Ethereum breaking a new all-time high. What went wrong? We should have been seeing Bitcoin pushing into this week, but there was a crazy event in the last 12 hours or so that saw Bitcoin crashing along with bringing every other altcoin down. So we're going to unpack exactly what went on, and more importantly, contrary to what you might think, why this is actually a bullish move. So go ahead, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Every day we are bringing you the latest in cryptocurrency content, making sure your portfolios, well, might be down today, but by the end of this week, they're definitely going to be up. Anyway, with that being said, let's get into it. Now, if you were part of my live stream last night, we actually went live early to talk exactly what went wrong, or more importantly, what happened. Bitcoin trading around that 114 range. Actually, market's looking very optimistic. Ethereum had just broke a new all-time high, and guess what? A massive dump. In fact, it happened in minutes. Humongous amounts of liquidations. $400 million wiped off the face of the earth. And Bitcoin again down and out. Well, not technically out, lots more to come. So the question has to be, what happened? And again, why am I so bullish on the fact? Well, these are just traditional bull market moments. People realizing profits, exchanges deciding to pack their bags a little bit more, and ultimately just a Sunday low. Now, the timing is very important to think. It's a Sunday evening, no institutional buying. It's not like someone is going to significantly buy the dip. Someone is going to buy the dip, but not just yet. But the fact of the matter is that we notched a fresh record. Ethereum broke $4,900, and actually Bitcoin was holding up pretty well around 114.5, with a massive then dump to 110.671, liquidating a huge amount of longs. So the question therefore is, well, what happened? Well, guess what? I have the answer. Here it is. A Bitcoin whale sold 24,000 Bitcoin worth $2.7 billion, causing today's $4,000 crash in minutes. Now, you could argue and say a Bitcoin whale, or in fact, tracing this back. And many of the wallets actually trace back to a 7-year HTX wallet over the course of that time. So this is actually, in my opinion, a cryptocurrency exchange, maybe in conglomeration with a couple of whales. The reality is, when you look at the cold hard facts, this was a coordinated dump on the market, very specific that it came in on a Sunday evening, and ultimately wrecked a ton of long trades, flushed the market, and in my opinion now is set for a skyrocketing move this week. I think with World Finance starting to hype up with lots of perpetual futures going on, this is going to be a big deal. $71 billion was on open interest, and we saw $7 billion of that wiped out as everyone simply got absolutely wrecked. So this, like I said, is a pretty big event. Again, is another reason why you should absolutely be mindful of not over leveraging yourself, because that is where a lot of this pain comes from. And remember, it's not just about those people that get wrecked. There's obviously a significant amount of pain that comes in the market as people continue to get dumped on. But if you are sensible and you want to trade these markets, check out my partner Bitunix. Link is in the description. No KYC available. You don't need it on this platform, available all around the world. This is where you can trade leverage. Be mindful, trade responsibly. And if you want to get a massive opportunity to win a MacBook Pro or an iPhone, or simply using the limited time reward, join the boot camp. Grab yourself $500 in USDT as well. So check out Bitunix, link in the description. Highly recommend that exchange. So with that big dump going on, it is obvious then we have some buying pressure coming in the market. Michael Saylor here saying Bitcoin is on sale. Expectation is he is going to stack his bags once again, and probably aligns therefore into a very optimistic move. In fact, Bitcoin is now entering the prime cycle. The recurring 2013, 2017, and 2021 pattern is now signaling that we could even see a $300,000 Bitcoin with a pump and that altcoin rally. The fact Ethereum breaking a new all-time high today on a pretty downtrending market is a signal that altcoins are set for a big move. So again, this is definitely a key thing to keep your eye out on. So the reality is a traditional market flush out, a market dump. But ultimately, when you look at the cold hard facts, the overall cryptocurrency market still sitting here at around 3.89 trillion. And you would argue still in a very nice uptrend here, and has been now from a long time ago, all the way back, by the way, in 2022. So we are definitely sitting up as a nice move here on the market. You can see here this uptrend continuing. The total two, though, that was putting pretty well. 1.63 trillion actually did top out, retested this upper range here at the 1.71 trillion mark, which we thought we'd get a breakout, but unfortunately not quite. But with some big news coming this week, flush outs in the markets, longs are liquidated. Well, the reality is, my opinion, Bitcoin's going to absolutely start to skyrocket. The futures market looks like it's going to open very bullish indeed as well. So look out for some pretty interesting things going on this week. But as always, we're here to bring you the latest news. I am, again, working my socks off, making sure you guys are dialed into your portfolios, making sure you're not freaking out when you need to, and making sure that you are buying the best projects that are out there. All you've got to do, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to turn your notification bell on so that you are notified on every single update we put out there. And until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.